Ladies and gentlemen, some tantalizing news, more than you can believe. Some tantalizing news. Sources have told ESPN that Chelsea are considering Andreas Pereira as a possible Mason Mount replacement. I mean, what?
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. I don't even know what to say about this particular news. Andreas Pereira to replace Mason Mount. I mean, look, no disrespect to Andreas Pereira, and I think Pereira has been doing quite well for Fulham, but you might as well just try your level best and keep Mason Mount. I mean, are we now trying to say Pereira is levels ahead of Mason Mount? I don't think so. I think that's proper insult and proper disrespect. And when we are looking at attacking options in the likes of Nkunku next season, possibly João Felix staying on at Chelsea Football Club, not to mention all the other attacking options that we have with Sterling, with Madueke, with Mudryk. Madueke and Mudryk, can we start integrating them in? Do you know what I mean? We've got a lot of attacking options. We don't need to worry about that. It looks like Kai Havertz is probably going to stick around as well. What we need in midfield is more defensive-minded players. We need DMs, basically defensive midfielders, in the likes of Declan Rice, who have, absolutely gone in for in recent times. A change of heart. The reason being, Enzo Fernandez is also another, quite capable attacking player, more than quite capable attacking player. So we now need to get the right profile in midfield. Get your Romeo Lavias, get your Declan Rice, or whoever else you're linked with, Kwadia Kone, Manu Kone. I mean, that's the type of players we need in midfield. We don't need Andres Pereira, who honestly doesn't really even fit our profile, like the profile of players that we've been getting in recent times under the new ownership, the new board. In terms of age, we've been looking at young players. Zakarian, what happened to Zakarian? That Russian playmaker who's been killing it in Europe. So whatever happened to those rumors? I'm all up for buying future stars in those areas for the time. Like if we do want an attacking midfielder, because for me, I don't think that's the necessity at the moment. So I'm happy to invest in the future in those areas. As I said, what we need right now is defensive midfielders. So this to me seems very fugazi. Rob Dawson, ESPN. I mean, yeah, I'm not really on board on this particular rumor. 27 years old as well. Yeah, I mean, potentially could be entering the peak, or at the same time could have passed the peak. I mean, as I said, he's done okay for Fulham. 27 matches played this season, 2 goals, 6 assists, FA Cup 5 matches, 1 goal. Overall, 32 matches, 3 goals, 6 assists as an attacking midfielder. Then again, yes, it is Fulham. But Fulham's been playing some really, really good football. Look, if I was going for a particular player from Fulham, I'd probably go for the defensive midfielder, Palhinha. Not Andres Pereira. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts on this, because for me, this seems so strange. Andres Pereira. It's a slap in the face to Mason Mount, honestly. I mean, if we're going to get rid of someone like Mason Mount, let's bring in someone solid, not Andres Pereira. As I keep repeating, no disrespect to Andres Pereira. All right player. It's done okay for Fulham. But we don't need okay at Chelsea Football Club. We need better than okay. Because if it's okay, then I think Mason Mount is okay. You might as well try your level best to keep him. There won't be any. He's academy player. There's no transfer fee involved. There's no amortization of the transfer fee. You're going to get someone like Andres Pereira. It's probably not going to cost that much money. He's got stated here in transfer market as 16 million euros. He's got 2 more years left at the end of this season, but it don't make sense. You're probably not going to pay him that much money. I understand. You're going to save quite a bit of money, potentially a little bit of experience from the Premier League, but not more than Mason Mount, man. Mason Mount's won stuff at Chelsea Football Club. He's well experienced in the Premier League. So, look, I find this particular rumor absolutely mad. Ladies and gentlemen, you let me know what you think about Andreas Pereira. It's quite strange. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, let's look at this. I'm going to try and bring this up. It's a video from Brighton CEO Paul Barber talking about Graham Potter needing time. And I want to talk about this. Everyone's talking about, yeah, he needs time, he needs this, he needs that. For me, time is earned, man. Time is not just given like that, it is earned. And you have to show stuff. I know in recent times, Graham Potter has shown a lot more in terms of switching back to a back three and the wing backs, and our attack looks a lot more better with the inside forwards. But there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. Plenty of work that needs to be done. So, yeah, time is something that I need to see a lot more from Graham Potter. This isn't Brighton Football Club. So let's see what Paul Barber is saying. Brighton CEO Paul Barber talking about Graham Potter at Chelsea and about how he needs time to get his process in place. Let me know what you think. Is it a fair assessment? Let's check this out.
He works. He has a particular style of working with players. And sometimes, he will very often actually say that takes time. It takes time to get his systems and his processes into the way, the players train every day and they play every week. Very often that's best established during a pre-season. He went into Chelsea, a month into the season. Last transfer window, they brought in a lot of new players. So the work that he'd done between September and January, to a large extent, had to almost not start again from scratch, but he had another group of players that he then had to work with and get his processes and his methods across. It will always take time if you're working with top clubs with expectations very high to achieve the results that the fans expect. And at Chelsea, it's a bigger club than Brighton in terms of the history and the success that they've had, and therefore because of that, the expectations of the fans are higher. So the pressure on Graham is higher. The demand for quicker results, better results is there all the time. But in my experience, he's calm. He's confident in his own abilities. He's a very good person, so the players, I think, will respect him for the values that he has. And I can't speak for Chelsea's owners or board, but certainly in our case at Brighton, we gave him the time that he needed to get his methods across. And 3 seasons into that work, we finished in our highest ever position in the club's history. That in itself is testament to what he can achieve. And with all due respect to the squad of players we've got, which is excellent, Chelsea are able to spend much higher sums of money, on players that are the finished article quicker. So, if he's given time working with some of the world's best players, who knows what's possible.
Look, ladies and gentlemen, what Paul Barber has said there is not too outrageous. It is true. He didn't have the pre-season with us. Graham Potter worked with few players. There was injuries before the World Cup, and I don't think he got across his game plan. And then obviously after the World Cup, a whole heap of new players came in, and you pretty much had to restart again. But having said all of this, we can't. Chelsea Football Club cannot wait 3 years for his plans to come into fruition. This is, as I keep repeating, this is not Brighton. This is Chelsea Football Club. The resources are there to achieve that goal quicker. And then you compare people talk about, giving time and look what he's done at Brighton. No problems. I've just got a couple of issues. And this is something probably we didn't think about when Graham Potter was in Brighton. The ruthless nature. You have to be ruthless. Look at the way Roberto De Zerbi, he's come in. Yes, he's picked up some good work from Graham Potter, but look how they're going in the FA Cup. They're up next, they're playing Man United in the semi-final. I won't be surprised if Brighton does the trick on Man United and moves into the final. You've got to, a new manager coming in, he could have gone south for Brighton. But Roberto De Zerbi, if anything, has taken the game to a different level for Brighton. They're playing some sensational football. Paul Barber talking about, all due respect, their squad. Some of their players are probably better than ours. Do you know what I mean? And when you look at other examples as well, worldwide, Xavi Alonso in Bayer Leverkusen, took over a Leverkusen team earlier this season that was tattering in the relegation zone, and now they're beating Bayern Munich, and I think they're like 6th or 7th in the table in Bundesliga. What a turnaround in such a short time. Eddie Howe in Newcastle turned things around in a very short time. Eric Ten Hag, I know Eric Ten Hag had a preseason, I understand, but still, getting his plans across. And Eric Ten Hag probably had to go through even more adversities. All the stuff from Ronaldo's situation, the interview, Sancho, the ownership, they're looking to sell. It's, he's had to go through a lot of stuff. I just need to see that ruthless nature of Graham Potter. I feel like he's not the cutting edge style of a manager. He's not ruthless to win. It's not all about just win, win, win. It's about process. It's about time. No. Thomas Tuchel came in, the last manager. He said, there's not enough time. We got to move now. You have to demand that level of authority, man. You have to. And I feel like it's a little bit too laissez-faire with Graham Potter. It's a little bit relaxed. This is why the players love him. Because they're not under the pumpage. They respect him, of course. They're trying their level best to get wins for us. But that pressure, that fire in your backside, that rocket up your backside, man, that needs to be there. Or else, are we going to wait 3 years as well? Whilst everyone else just gets stronger. And do you think in these 3 years, let's say we wait 3 years for Graham Potter to bring his plans into fruition, do you think our rivals are just going to sit there sucking on their thumb? They're only going to get better and better. City are only going to get better. Liverpool will definitely come back to the top again. Arsenal, I don't know. I've got my doubts, but they could potentially keep getting better and better. Newcastle will get better. Man United will get better. So you wait 3 years just for Graham Potter to implement a style, only to see that the competition has ran away even further. This is why I need more cutting edge, man. I need more cutting edge. I need ruthlessness. I need us to be able to close a scoreline off. 1-0, close it off. If that's the idea, if you want to defend. At 2-1, 10 minutes to go against Everton, I expect you to close that transaction off. For me, that's ruthlessness. And that's something that I feel like I don't see with Graham Potter. Sure, everything that Paul Barber said, yes, makes sense. But this is where I need that X factor, man. This is where I need you to showcase why you deserve to be Chelsea manager. No point in bringing you in here because you did something in 3 years at Brighton, and that too, mid-table finish at Brighton, right? Nothing outrageous that Brighton make to an FA Cup final or a Carabao Cup final or something like that. Mid-table finish. I don't expect that same thing for you to bring here. I expect more. I expect a lot more. Even in a poor season and a disastrous season for Spurs, and the way Antonio Conte is talking in press conference, absolutely smashing Tottenham Hotspurs as a football club. Spurs are still fourth. And this is what you get with an elite manager. Even on a poor situation, you still have some sort of respectability. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you thought about Paul Barber's commentary in regards to Graham Potter. Time. How much time are you willing to give, man? For me, time is earned. I need to see stuff. When I see these substitutions, it scares me to give more time. And what's the guarantee? I mean, right now, I don't see us getting rid of Graham Potter anyway. He's most likely going to see next season. But I hope we reassess the situation in the summer. And if he does see next season, what's the cutoff limit? When do we say, do you know what, I can't give you any more time? I've given you enough. By then, what's the point if we're in a setback again? So we've got a very, very good squad building. We just need a manager that's going to be hungry to win silverware non-stop. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about everything we've talked about. Smash the like button if you have enjoyed this. If you're here for the first time, subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Till next time, see ya.